Brothers, welcome back to the channel. I wish I were coming before you with better news. It's that Christmas season and it seems like every day there's just something. But we remain optimistic. We're not black-pilled over here. Tim Pool is fine. However, there was a gunman who shot at his house. And this is serious. This is an escalation. This is not something that should be downplayed or overlooked. It is unacceptable. And I have some opinions and takes on this that are unique to myself. You're probably not going to hear them from other people, but I will just come out and say it. I think that there are a lot of people that are contributing to the climate that we're currently in. I think that people on the left have gone insane. And I think that the only way to deal with these people, and I mean this, the only way to deal with these people is to acknowledge who and what they are. I think a lot of people, they want to play this game that the left are just misunderstood people that are otherwise good intention, and that the left or right, maybe one side is a little bit above the other. No. The left is the enemy of you, your family, this country, and civilization. You have to start thinking along those lines. These are people that wanted to flood the country with millions, and did, with millions of illegal criminal aliens. And so, there is no quarter with these people. They shot up Tim Pool's home. They assassinated Charlie Kirk. I am shocked that Trump hasn't done more to deal with these people. And the thing is, Asmongold is correct. It wouldn't take that many people as an example to set the standard. You would have to start rounding up these people on the left, these people that the FBI knows. They know who these people are in Antifa and these other groups, rounding them up, putting them into the prison work camps. Asmongold says 2%. I say more like 5%. Maybe we meet in the middle, 3.5% to 4%. But the reality is that until you start treating these people as the mentally ill, anti-American terrorists that they are, you're going to continue to get things like this. And it's unfortunate. Nobody wants to be in this situation. Most of us want to go back to, the time of the 90s, where you still had a Christian ethic, but, there was a lot of leeway given to creatives, and things were good. Racial tensions were better than they had ever been. But now things have devolved into this point where somebody like Tim Pool, who is of the left, Tim Pool is left wing, his house is getting shot up. So if Milquetoast fence sitter Tim Pool is getting shot at, shit is bad. Shit is beyond just the normal paradigm of politics. And I think that a lot of people, they don't want to admit it. They don't want to play that game. They want to try to obfuscate. They want to try to play this, semantics game. Like, sure, Tim Pool's house got shut up, but, he's fine and these things happen. No, these things don't happen. They don't happen in the same way on the left and the right. They just don't. The left is the party of violence. They are a domestic terrorist group as far as I'm concerned. And that's my take. That's my opinion. These people need to be treated as enemies. The fact is that we are already in a civil war. Tim Pool talks about civil war. We already are in one. You have certain people that are against the President of the United States and the people therein. You have people that are anti-Christian to their core. They want to see this country burn. They hate this country. You have somebody like Hassan Piker, who, by the way, Hassan does contribute to this climate of violence. And then when people meme on him and joke on him, he then claims to be a victim. He doesn't get to claim victimhood status. Hassan doesn't. He just doesn't. But we do see anti-Christian bias. We do see anti-American bias. There's so much misinformation. There's so much ignorance out there. And so I think that the best way to deal with this is just to dive in headfirst and show you guys from the official Tim Pool account. From the official Tim Pool account. I got to tell you guys, I know this is serious and stuff. I put in, this is a little bit of, backroom stuff. Most of you won't care about this. But I did add that new thing that lets people know, yeah. Now, it could get too annoying or whatnot, but I like it. I like letting people, I thought about it and I didn't really know how any of this worked. But now if you follow the channel, if you give a super chat, if you do anything to support the channel, following, subscribing, any of that stuff, then it will be notified on screen. So I just wanted to give you guys that little update that I have been trying to work to improve the stuff to give you guys more interactivity and stuff. So anyway, enough insider baseball. You guys don't really care about that, but I do want to let you know that I am taking steps to improve the content and try to give you guys more. We got a Crusader Gambit in chat says, I am thinking about making content on YouTube. Do you have any advice for me starting out? Yeah, do decide before you start making content, decide what kind of content creator you want to be. What is your goal? What is your motivation? Do you want to be somebody that gets sponsorships? Do you want to be somebody that is able to collab with people, do brand deals? There are certain things that you have to figure out first. And that is the most important thing. When I was starting out my channel, I thought about what channel I wanted to be, what content did I want to make. And my determination, was based on, I don't want to be in any cliques or any streamer groups. I'm not really interested in getting huge sponsorship deals. I'm just going to make content that I want to make in the way that I want to make it. Now, I'll just tell you, that is the most difficult path. Because on the internet, there are cliques, there are friend groups, and doing that, it is difficult. It is the most difficult path. You have to build things up brick by brick. No one's going to shout out your channel. No one's going to, you're not going to end up on, Jacksepticeye's radar or Markiplier or, Asmongold or any of these other people. You're not going to get shout out. But you can be more true to yourself. So that's what you need to figure out. What content do you want to cover? Do you just want to be a gamer? You want to just be somebody that goes on and streams? And all that stuff is incredibly important, and you need to decide that. That would be my advice to you. Is decide what type of streamer that you want to be, and then once you've made that decision, start making content and do what feels right to you. What's comfortable for you? What's within your budget, within your bounds, within your time frame, and go from there. That would be my recommendation to you. Yeah, it's a nice reprieve to talk about something like that, but yeah, my immediate thoughts is hello, Mr. Warcrime. Been quite a bit. Yes, that's true. You haven't been here for a while. It's good to see you again, brother. Hope all is well. Hope God is blessing you during this holiday season. Christmas and or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa's not a real holiday. My immediate thoughts is somebody was trying to scare us, but we have a security gate and armed guards, and it's possible this deterred something more serious. Oh, of course it did. 100% it did. If Tim Pool didn't have the security guards, if he didn't have the gate, oh, I imagine this guy would have stayed there and shot up more and done more stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Breaking. Shortly after Tim Pool criticized Candace Owens on his show last night, a vehicle approached his property and opened fire. Luckily, no one was hurt. I have questions. Could this have been one of her demented fans? They literally believe people like Tim are part of a giant conspiracy to kill or silence Candace. Also, let's use Candace Owens' logic here for a moment. Where was Candace last night? I think she put out an assassination hit on. Well, okay. I mean, I understand what he's doing. I understand. I get it. But no, let's not play that game right now. And then, of course, you've got bad actors like this. Tim Pool be like, and then they said this is MAGA country. Like, why would you lie about your house getting shot up? There's going to be a police report. There's going to be evidence. That it's one of the stupidest things in the world to accuse him of lying about this. So here's the original post. Last night, a vehicle approached our property and opened fire. No one was hurt. Our security team is reviewing the incident and will be relaying the report to appropriate law enforcement. This is the price we pay for speaking out against evil. Matt Case says, I'm so sorry to hear that. Nick Shirley, horrific, makes me sick. Glad no one was injured. I hope the police find this person. They are fucking lunatics. I'm glad to see no one was hurt. This is super scary. Please make sure the police see this sketch. I know. I don't know, but I know. So, by the way, let me just bring this up. Let me just bring this up. The quartering, there's nobody more jealous of Tim Pool than the quartering. The quartering wants to be Tim Pool so bad, it's unbelievable. If I found out that the quartering was behind this, I wouldn't be that. I shouldn't say that. But yeah, Corpus Delecti in the chat. What's up, brother? Hopefully you're having a great Christmas season. We're talking about Tim Pool's house that was shot up. Yeah, apparently a demented person, probably a far leftist, drove up and shot at Tim Pool's home, which is insane. It's absolutely unacceptable. Dude, the fuck is the quartering's problem? He used to be cool. Yeah, guarantee it's a troon. We don't know that yet, but I gotta be honest. I wouldn't be that surprised. I really wouldn't. Like, crazy. It's crazy the type of people that are exposed doing shit like this. And Tim Pool's home, like that's where his wife and his kid is. Tim lives 40 minutes from me, I guarantee it. Well, if they do, I hope they track that person down. I hope they find them, and I hope they deliver a swift and decisive justice. Crusader Gambit says, maybe you should do more creator advice videos. I bet you could shake things up. There are too many bad gurus out there. That's true, but the thing is, it's like, yeah, I could do more videos about advice, but everyone's gonna do their own thing. Yeah, the left are definitely crazy. Yeah, and this is why I'm a much smaller channel. But people ask, why don't you put your name out there? Why don't you put your face out there? Why don't you go out there and broadcast who you are? If you value your beliefs so much, it's because I don't want shit like this to happen. It's like there are people that are fucking crazy. There are people that are mentally ill. And me making the content that I make, I already put myself at risk. You know, so does Nuxtaku. Tectone was swatted a couple months ago. You know? Dude, Asmund is really famous. He doesn't care about private security. His house looks really easy to break into. I fear for him. Asmongold is in Texas. I guarantee he has a. I guarantee he's got a gun. But no, I think that you're right. I do think, honestly, if I could give any advice to Asmongold, I would say you probably should look into some form of security. Asmund doesn't really take care of stuff like that, but it would be devastating if somebody, if somebody came and did something to Asmund. Yeah, it would be horrible. So, Asmund doesn't take my advice. Asmund doesn't know me, but that would be him and his family is safe. Yeah, but I was just mentioning about the courting. The courting wants to be Tim Pool so bad. Every time the courting does something, he mentions how much money Tim Pool has, and oh, I don't have Tim Pool money, dude. Courting, you're a multimillionaire. Why are you comparing your wealth? By the way, wasn't the quartering like pretending to be a Christian at least for a little while? You know, quartering, you may want to read the Ten Commandments. I don't mean the book, I mean like the Ten Commandments. You know, the whole thing about not coveting your neighbor's stuff. I'm so sorry this happened. Things are getting out of control. And it's happening more frequently. Praying for your safety. Yeah, me too. Yeah, brother. Yeah, let's say a prayer for. Let's say a prayer for Tim Pool. You know. Hey, Claus, we're about to say a prayer for Tim Pool. His house got shot up last night, and yeah, that's horrific. So I'm gonna bow my head in prayer, and I hope you guys will join in with me. Dear Lord, I come before you, and I pray for your son Tim Pool. I pray that you keep him and his family safe. Lord, you know this world is fallen. You know that there is evil in this world. And sometimes that evil comes to do great harm to people that are willing and able to speak out against what people think is normal or acceptable. These people are not well, Lord. I pray that you be with Tim. Yeah, I pray that you be with his family, Lord. I pray that you keep him safe. I pray that you give him courage and strength, that you fill his heart with your love, and that you use him for your ends, to spread your message. And to the people that did this and the ideology, Lord, I hope that your judgment is harsh and severe. These people want to hurt innocents. I say this in Jesus' holy name. Amen.